Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this week's Conquer the Clutter podcast. Um, to repeat what I said a second ago when I forgot to record, I have a slightly different plan for us today. We're going to have tea together because tea is all that's going to keep my throat going. And I want to make a little public commercial pitch for Benylin cough syrup because immediately after the podcast last week, I went down literally like a stone. And with the worst head cold and chest cold and laryngitis I have ever had in my whole life. And I'm grateful to be at this point. So you can just judge what the last week has been. I want to change things up a little bit this week by having the participants, you guys, doing a whole lot more. I'm just going to admit a bunch of people here. A whole lot more interacting and talking. So this is going to be a more interactive because I don't have the breath to talk for an hour, but I certainly didn't want to miss the opportunity to see your smiling faces and to share stories with you. So last week, I set out a bit of a challenge for everyone. We talked about the challenges of the Conquer the Challenge project that we've been running. And I asked each of you to think about what would be your top three challenges at the moment. And what do you feel that you need? Not where is it, not the solution, not a plan for necessarily achieving entire positive results, but just what do you need? Right now, what do you need? Because if you don't assess that properly, you'll be chasing shadows in the hope of this might, and that wastes an awful lot of energy and time and hope. All right. So let me just see. I'm going to change the view here to gallery, and then I can see all of you. There you are. There you are, all of you. So take a second right now. If you had to think of what are the top three challenges for you right now, what would they be? And they don't have to be the biggest. They don't have to be the most serious. It might be, I got three. I'm still sitting here in amazement that I managed the physical and mental endurance of three extremely onerous gorilla treks. All right. These were not for the faint of heart. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the footage and I'm thinking, I did that. I did that. I did that. I actually did that. And I don't want to keep saying that, but it takes a little while to sink in. All right. That, okay, so as I look at it, and I'm giving you guys time to come up with your three right now. Okay, I'm not taking over the floor. How did I do that? With all of the things I had going against me, how did I do that? Well, I had it part, and I don't mean to be, too touchy-feely or new age about this, but I had it because I had you guys behind me. One, right? Because I said I would, and I had you folks behind me. And I knew that you would be okay one way or the other, no matter what degree of success or completion I was able. All right. But part of not being alone with it, it's not not that I was doing it for you. No. Or that I was doing it because of you. No. It was that I wasn't alone doing it. All right. Hold on a second. We've got a problem here. So can you mute this? Or do we?
You haven't co-hosted, but it's Sunday, I think, so you can mute.
Okay. All right. Wait, Braden, you're gonna have to do a little editing there. So not being alone with something is extremely important. Extremely important. Are you alone with whatever the challenges are that you have right now? That's number one. Hold on a second. I'm gonna have to just had a problem here. All right. Good. All right. Hafsa, I'm gonna ask you, when people aren't muted, would you, the moment they come in, would you please mute them?
Can you make me co-host then? I'm not co-host yet.
Okay. All right. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm so used to you being co-host. All right. Okay. Definitely not enough oxygen going to my brain. All right. So are you alone with the challenge or challenges? Are you? A yes or a no? Okay. So where do we start? We start with, what do I need? With those 3 challenges, what do you need? What do you need? Who wants to start first just offering? It doesn't have to be uncomfortably revealing, but who would like to start first with an idea of a challenge? Anna, did you say yes? Okay, I will unmute you then. I think I will unmute you. Ask to unmute. I guess I have to unmute. Anna, okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I just want to say thank you for this group, Elaine, and hi, everybody. I'm Ann Carbone, newcomer. The first is my weight loss and health, which are intricately connected. And I really am recognizing I need to change my mindset regarding eating, which has the impact on my health and, of course, my weight, and especially my mindset around weekend eating. I'm a weekend eating warrior, so I have to change my mindset on that and the behaviors that go with that. And then my finances, making more money. I am, consistently sort of, at the threshold. And being brave about taking on new clients and doing more work and getting more exposure. It's frightening for me to be more, larger again. And so I have to really get that courage up to take on new people and be seen. And then with my life, then there's streamlining my life, which, has to do with all the clutter, physical, mental, emotional. And with that, I need to really figure out the blocks to this streamlining process and decluttering and, heal from those, whatever the wounds are or the resistances, to let go of that.
All right. Thank you. So
you also asked if I'm alone now. I don't feel like I have people in my life that I can really consistently buddy up with or check in with on that. I don't know if this group, people do that within this group, but I do have a therapist and started working with you. So that's the extent of the support and my relationship to God.
Yeah, okay. One of the first things, and I'm not going to speak just for me, I'm going to speak for kind of through this process of these 3 gorilla treks. They were life-changing, not just because of the gorillas, but because of the things I had to face about myself, love and learn. Like, it sounds so hokey, but I had to accept who I am today,
Mhm.
not who I should be or who I ought to be or who I can be or what my doctor says or what somebody else says or what I say to myself when I look in the mirror. We are so hard on ourselves. All right. And it's not that I had to say, and it's not just about weight. All right. It's not just about weight. It's about who I am today. And if this was as good as it got, really and truly, is there not enough remaining to be grateful for that this body, this mind, this imperfect person, very imperfect person, supports? What would I really have to change to be good enough, to be acceptable? Really? And so I shifted a lot of my goals to another column, wishes. That if today was all I was ever going to be, then I'm good enough today. I am, and I'm not, and I gave myself the reasons for that because do I live my values as much as I can? And one of my values is that wherever I am, it's not like I'm the solution, but my responsibility for taking up that space is that I add positively to it, not as an expert. It might just be kindness. It might just by letting the other guy go first. But I add positively to it. I don't, and wherever I am, I don't take more than I add, than I give back. That's a huge thing for me. All right. And who says that when you look in the mirror that we're not good enough? Who says that? What is the voice? What is the message? Why are we not good enough? And in that struggle, as I was being highly imperfect, I insisted on having exactly what I needed and not more. An example of that was I explained to my guide, no, I don't want people to carry me. No, I don't want people pushing me or lifting me or whatever. I want to solve a problem. It's my problem. All right. And my problem was that I have a left ankle that I've broken twice in the last 10 years. And the doctor said, if you do it again in the same place, if you do it again, the next time it's surgery, and you're out of commission for 6 months. And by the way, that'll be the first place that arthritis will set in. That will change your life. Be careful of that left ankle. So my goal, they all thought, huh? Okay. So I thought, I don't care if you understand my need. I'm telling you what it is. All right. And I don't have to explain this to you. I have to explain what I need. All right. So I don't have to convince you. I have to explain what I need. Your job is, because I'm hiring you to do that, to give me as much of that as you have to give. All right. So I said, I want one guy on one side. I want one guy on the other side. Here are the criteria, each of them, which the criteria were not very hard to exceed. They need to have longer legs than I have. All right. Because I'm going to be looking for where they put their foot. And if their foot doesn't give out and get into trouble, my foot isn't going to get into trouble. It was extremely targeted, right? And then they need not to need more from me than I need from myself. And I need them to be nice people. I just need them to be nice people. I got the dream team. I really did. I had a guy on this side that as my brain was starting to think, I think we're out of oxygen. He was saying, might it be time, not you need, might it be time to take a break? Take as many breaks as you need. And as I'm trying to get back in the game faster, because I'm just a little bit competitive, to my own disadvantage sometimes, he would say, take a little longer if you need it. They're doing fine. You're not holding anybody up. All right. And they supported me holding my arms, not to pull me up, but to keep me stable, to keep me level. All right. And the guy behind, he thought his job was to push my sorry butt up the hill. I said, there will be no butt pushing. You are there only in case I put my foot somewhere I shouldn't. I lose my balance and I start pulling these guys back. You are going to catch and hold me so that I don't hurt them as I'm going down. All right. And the girl behind me, I insisted that half of my porters were women. The girl behind me, her role was just to be her. She was an angel. She said the right things with her body language, with her talk. She didn't overstep by trying to take care of me. She was just an angel. And the other girl, she was carrying the camera equipment. And the other guy, his criteria was he needed to be sensible. He needed to take the job seriously, and he needed to be taller than me because he needed to be able to see over and take the pictures. He was wearing the helmet with the camera. Okay. Do you see how targeted when I ask myself, what do I need? That little rendition I just gave you is to encourage you to drill down. The answers are there. If you ask yourself a macro question, you're only going to end up with a macro answer. If you were to drill down right now on what you need for any one of those challenges that you've written down, what would it be? Just add to the specificity. Make it come to life. Has anybody else got an answer or something to add? Be brave.
I will.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay, so for me, it is the negative thinking that I can't do it, and then I call myself a loser and all that kind of stuff. So it's just because I found an apartment, so I'm moving March. Yay. No more sewage.
I was happy for you. You
Yeah.
wanted that for a long time.
Yeah. It's a small 1 bedroom, and that's the thing because it's smaller. So
Yeah.
I know I'm getting rid of lots of stuff, but it's just like sometimes like I just woke up yesterday and it's just like I can't do this. And then it's just like I'm stuck and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So then I go back and I look at my book from you, all of my notes, and I'm going, okay, just one small area. You know, all of this kind of stuff, the good. And so that's what I thought. The need I wrote is really it's positive affirmation that I have to write that down, you know, and I haven't done that. I know like we're supposed to do that and I haven't done that. So I thought that's what I need to do.
And you know what, if you've got an immediate deadline, one little trick is write it down on little yellow stickies,
Mhm.
okay?
Yeah.
And in private places where the guy has got to come in to do the plumbing, you don't want him reading your affirmations, right?
Yeah.
Stick it all over the place where you're going to see it first.
Yeah.
And the first message you see to remind yourself.
Mhm.
Did you see that video? Have you folks seen that video of me at the bottom of the hill?
I didn't see any videos.
Hey?
I didn't see any
No.
videos. Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
okay.
I want to.
Okay, so wow. Hafsa, you know the video. Can you unmute yourself, Hafsa? You know the little video that we have on my phone? Well, I guess it's actually on the office phone that had my SIM card in it. You know that little one of me that's the face, it's going to be the face of this project? Hafsa, are you there? I don't know where she's gone. Okay. Before the end, I know what I'll do. Hold on 1 second, people. Hafsa, can you come back to the group? I need you for a second.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're there. Okay. On the phone,
Uh-huh.
you know that little video of the face at the bottom of the hill?
Face.
You know the one just before, where the warden or the ranger, I keep calling warden, the ranger says, okay, and now we're going up there. Hold
No,
on.
I don't see that video, but I can look for it. When I find it, I can show you guys.
Hold on.
I have to look for it.
You know the phone I have right now.
Yeah.
We've switched SIM cards again, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't have the pictures, do I?
No. Do you
Okay,
want this one? I can bring this one.
bring it up, and maybe what I'll do, I'll show you it next week as well in fuller form, but maybe the best I can do, because it's timely right now, is to turn it on and let you see it in small. It is a do or die conversation that an honest one that I'm having with myself. And I'll fill you in right now, okay? As Hafsa brings the phone up. So this was the third track. I had a few times talked myself out of the need to do it, and then decided you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound. So the distance was much greater. The flatness of the ground was much better, but it was all sharp rock. And that's not easy to walk on, if anybody's ever tried that. So what are we doing here? Okay. Just hold on 1 second. And we've walked for forever. Any incline you've got to go up, you're going up with tree roots like that could trip. I mean, and it's like trying to work your way through a warren. The positive was we were under the canopy of the rainforest. But when we got to a point where I thought to myself, surely to God, we are in the Congo right now. The ranger said, okay, Elaine, how are you doing? I said, just fine, thanks, which is always my answer. And he said, okay. I said, are we there? Almost. Now, I am looking at a wall. I want you to see this. This wall goes up farther than the sky. All right. And it's going straight up, people. And he said, now we're going to go up there. And I said, where are the gorillas? Up there. I'm looking up and I'm thinking, this is a joke, right? It wasn't. So he said, I'm going to go ahead and take the others up to the top. So as we did that, he came back down. Anyway, I'm talking too much. Hold on a second. Let me find this. Talk among yourselves for a minute. Okay. That's not a photo though. That's a video. What is it? I hate machines. Why has that suddenly become a photo? Oh, come on. And there's is that a video? So I'm at the bottom here, and literally to get up this hill, and it's not a hill, it's a wall. There are no toe holds. All right, there are no steps, there is no path. You are literally pulling yourself up on vines. All right. And you're trying to get your foot wedged between tree roots so that you don't end up at the bottom of the hill again very quickly. And I'm thinking I'm standing at the bottom of it, wanting to kill someone at this point. I don't know. Yeah, here we are. Okay. Can everybody see that face? Okay. That is my someone is soon to die face. All right. Anybody who knows me knows back away from the woman when they see that face. Like, run for cover. Okay, so we're going to go back. Well, now I can't go back. Come on. Back. Here, hold on. I don't know why this is not. Oh my gosh. People, I'm having no luck with this. I found the video, and I can't get it to start, but this says it all. Thank you for your patience. There's no volume. Why is there no volume? How would it be? I'll continue to fiddle with this. And I'm not having any luck. That's the thing. And would somebody else like to talk about a challenge that they have? And I'll continue to look. How's that? Who would like to add to their challenge that they've written down? Pick one that's least personal then. Don't pick the biggie. People.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Alina.
I just have to start by telling you that I get my hair stands on my arms hearing about your trip. I can't wait to see a picture of that wall, but okay. So my challenge, one of my challenges is that I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff to my total shock and surprise, but really a lot. Thanks to you, thanks to everybody, because I feel all of you supporting me because we are kindred spirits, for lack of a better word. I mean, I'm sure we have other things in common, but we certainly have this thing in common. But I see that I am also very messy. I'm just messy. You know, I come in from wherever and the table may be completely empty. And in less than 5 minutes, the table is a mess. My purse goes here, this goes there, then I remember something else. ADD is always on the alert. And so I have little messes all over the place.
Okay. So, I'm just gonna let this play out here. When you come in, let's have a look at just before you come in, the 4 hours before you come in. All right. Does this problem actually start then? It doesn't have to, but does it? At the end of every day when you get home, are you completely wiped? Are you completely spent? Have you saved anything for yourself when you get home?
I'm not completely spent, and I'm actually working online, so I don't have to go out.
Okay. All right. So that's one thing we don't have to necessarily concern ourselves with. Because many people do come home, they're completely wiped. It's like
Yes,
coming through the front door is like making the finish line and that's it, drop.
yes.
A marathon, their day's a marathon. So that not being so, when you just see yourself at that door, your front door, you come in, you shut the door behind you. Tell me what you've got with you.
Oh boy, I always have some bag or another.
What does the bag have in it? Did we lose you? Okay.
No, I'm just trying to think. It's different things. I'm taking out, so I'm donating things. I'm going to a friend's house. I'm taking things, or I'm bringing things back. It's just things, different things.
Okay.
I could be.
So when you start to unpeel whatever you're carrying, what would name some of those things?
It could be artsy materials. I'm taking a painting class. It could be clothing that needs to be donated or washed. there's a laundry in my building, but I don't like to use it. So sometimes I take it to a friend's house. So those things come in and out.
What personally do you have? Do you have a purse?
I have a purse.
Okay. Do you have a lunch bag or something you carry your food in or water or whatever in the day?
I have a small water bottle in my bag.
Okay. And do you have a coat or a jacket?
No, not well. Sometimes I may have a jacket.
Okay. Do you do errands when you're out before you come home? So you may have run by and picked up a few things for groceries. You might have
Yes,
gone to the pharmacy and picked something up.
yes, yes, all of those.
Okay, so do you have everybody listen to this, because this will cut down 80% of the putting down. Okay, 80%. So first of all, the first thing I want you to say to yourself before you let anything drop is, don't put it down, put it away.
Mm,
That's the first thing. You got to say that to yourself first. If I put it down, I have a mess to come back to. All right. Right now, I'm holding it. It will take me 10 times less time and energy to simply put each of the things I have where they go. Just say that little thing to yourself mentally. It takes me longer to say it than it does for you to do it. All right.
mhm.
And now, when you have, do you have a spot by the front door where you would hang a jacket?
No, it goes on top of a chair.
Yeah, no, it doesn't actually go on top of a chair, because it doesn't. I know where home has become, but that is not home.
Right, right.
Do you have a closet right by your front door?
No,
No closet?
not by the front door. I mean,
No cupboard?
a few feet away,
Is how many?
a few feet away,
A few
like
feet?
10
Okay,
feet away. 10 feet away from the front door is the first closet.
okay. What's in that closet?
That closet is my catch-all for um, toilet paper, screws and nails,
Okay,
paint.
that's not a hanging closet. All right,
No,
I want you to look at the area where you enter, whether it's a front door or a back door, all right, or a side door, and that your oft used entry point. And if you don't have a closet where you can dedicate one sturdy, I'm talking sturdy hanger, all right, I'm not talking a flimsy little metal one, I'm talking a sturdy one to hang your jacket on and stick it in there regardless of what else is in there. If you don't have that, I want you to seriously consider a rack with hangers on it,
Mhm.
clips on it that you install right there. Because when you take your jacket off, all right, it takes you longer to hang it over a chair than it does to put it up and know where it is the next time you need it. And your purse along with it. If your purse has a shoulder strap, hang it
Mhm.
there too. Hang it there too. All right.
Okay. Okay.
Each thing you have needs to have a home space. If you're
Mhm.
going to keep it, and home space is not out in the clear. All right. So everything needs a home space. Now here's the trick. This week, I want you to do an audit of your place, because the home space for that thing should be no more than, needs to be no more than 4 to 5, 6 at the most steps from where you use it. The problem is that when things have become cluttered, something else is likely to be in its home space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as a start, take the thing and put it as close as possible without causing a health or safety hazard to where its home space is. Because if you can't do it in an overall one-off rotation, then over time you will open this thing's home space. You will find something else. You will move it to where its home space is, and you'll put this away. All right. I personally believe, it's just a personal belief, that every single room needs note paper to take notes, a pen that works. All right. And oftentimes a pair of scissors. All right. Because if we've got clutter, folks, we're not going to go and get up and be willing to walk to find the utensils we don't have at hand. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What else would you find in that list?
Of things that I bring from outside,
Yeah.
or mm,
You mentioned the art supplies, for instance. Do you have an area where you can, excuse me, my nose, where you can actually enjoy art? I was working with somebody who is quite an artist. It's not her main profession, but she's quite an artist. And she was trying to do that in the same area she was trying to cook. But, and there was room, all right? There was room. It wasn't set up. It wasn't set up to work. It was all kind of jumbled together. Whereas sitting down and dedicating the space, this is where I'm going to do this.
I have that. I have that now.
Then when you have your art supplies, take the time, Alina. Take the time to take the art supplies and put them back with the artwork. Because when you put it down, when we put it down, we now have 5 jobs. We only had 1 before. When we came in with the thing, we only had 1 job, put it away. When we put it down, now we've got 5. We've moved on to other things. We have to see it. We have to figure out what's that doing there. What is it? Oh, where does that go? Then we have to pick it up. Then we have to put it where we would have put it anyway. Do you see that the ADD gets you running in different directions? All right. And it causes a lot more work. Whereas if you can, just give yourself permission to go on pause. All right, go on pause. When you come in the door, you know, okay, I want to put everything, just drop everything. I don't want to have 10 things to come back to. All right, take the thing that is furthest and put it away. And along your way back through the house, put the other things away where they go. Can you do that?
I can do it easier now because I do actually have a space for, like, a table for anything artsy related. I just need to make space which I am making space, for everything else that, whether it's from the pharmacy or toiletries or a book or
Do you know what I did with toiletries? I took a drawer in a bureau. And I put all the extra toiletries in there. They're all mixed in together, but I know if I need something, I'll go look there first before I buy it. Because there's
good
nothing,
idea.
there's nothing that says that your medicine chest is going to be big enough. There's nothing that says that you're going to have a makeup table to get yourself ready, or that the bathroom counter is going to be big enough.
Mm-hmm.
The space, those spaces are not necessarily allocated. So I looked at, okay, this is what I choose to have. Where's the space that's big enough? And all I did was I took other things like my socks and things like that, and I just made the drawer that the socks were in full of socks. And I had a drawer left over by the time I finished. Those reallocate the things that kind of take up space, because you're right. Every single thing needs a home space, and the home space should be with or as close to its like thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, that way when you're looking for makeup, you're in your makeup area. When you're looking for art, you're in your art area. When you're looking for medicine, you're in your medicine area. When you're looking for clothes, you're looking in your clothes area.
Yes. Yes.
But you have to slow that ADD brain down, because that part of you that, and it's a positive part, but it's being misapplied.
Mm-hmm.
It's not giving you permission to put yourself on pause for a second or two and gather your thoughts before it tells you, just do this, just do this, just move on, move on, move on, move on.
Yes. One of the things that I have found to be helpful to me lately is, since I know me and I know that from here to the kitchen, there will be at least one or two things that will distract me from whatever I was going to do in the kitchen. Focus, one at a time, one at a
Good for
time.
you.
Yes, I'm telling that to myself, and it helps when I remember to do it. I just ignore the side distractions and go to the kitchen or whatever it is that my original plan. Focus, focus, focus.
Okay. How many other people have that difficulty? That they're overwhelmed with too much data.
My people.
Yeah, no, a lot of people do. And sometimes you need to get away from, you need to kind of step out of the situation too, and just quiet everything. You know, you come home and you're all kind of stirred up. You need to just kind of quiet that. I'm home now. And quite often I say something similar to myself. I say, okay, what am I doing? What am I doing right now? This is what I'm doing right now. Okay, then anything else can wait. I do this, I finish it, or I make enough progress in it that it's good enough. I'm trying to get the volume on this. Oh, I see what's happening. Okay, here we go. I think I have it. By George, I think I have it. The time. What do you need? Oh, Elaine, you lost it again. Hold on, I got it. I'm coming, mother. This was a come to truth moment, boy, I'll tell you. It was do or die. And these are the kinds of things I say to myself. I don't know why I couldn't find that before. All right.
Okay, right now, we are literally climbing uphill through underbrush. And this project is called Conquer the Challenges. Right now, honestly, I'd like to give up. I'd like to kill whoever thought this was a good idea, because I explained to them that going up steep is not my strength and just not possible given my physical limitations. However, if it's midnight tonight, we're going to reach the top. And these are the people who are going to help me do it. But it might be 5 feet at a time. What do you need? Where is it? And how do you get enough of it to make a difference, eh?
Okay, do you know, what did you notice about that? Everybody unmute. Everybody unmute. Jump in. What did you notice about that? I want you to
Perseverance.
perseverance.
Not giving
Toned
up.
it down.
Okay, you're focusing on me. Yes, that's true. Do you notice anything else?
Not giving up.
Not
You're
giving
not
up.
giving up.
You chunked it down.
Kim,
You chunked it down into little bite-sized pieces.
I did. And if it was 5 feet too much, it was going to be 1 foot. It was going to be 6 inches. It was going to be 3 inches. All right. There's a point of truth with yourself. And did you notice anything else that I was doing to myself?
You gave
Well,
yourself
Yeah.
you gave yourself a different deadline than everyone else. You said even if it's midnight, it doesn't matter. Like we'll still get there.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it took off the pressure.
it's going to matter. I was going to feel really badly, but you're right, Christine. Okay.
You also had support that you were counting on.
Yes, I wasn't alone.
Mhm.
I made sure that I'd even the fight. Some you know, it was sort of a fight to the death, and somebody was holding my coat, right, in this fight. And that's an Irish image, by the way. So these were the people, all right. They weren't going to do it for me, but they were going to level the playing field so that I could do this. Some goals we have are not goals that we can meet alone.
Mm.
And thinking to yourself that you have to do more than a one person goal alone, you're setting yourself up. No, chunk it down. Do you realize too, I realized as I listened to this, I've listened to this a number of times. What have I done ahead of time? Anybody see that? Not a positive thing.
Mhm.
What kind of limiting self-talk
Oh,
had
you
I
said
already?
you'd rather give it up.
Oh, yeah. That was
You
not.
said
good
you-
enough.
Said you'll kill the person that didn't
Right.
follow the direction.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I could kill a person who gave me bad advice here. What are you doing? Okay,
You also said it was impossible, which
good,
doesn't leave much room for anything.
good.
Yeah.
Why? Did you hear my whining list? It was all true. But when you want to succeed, don't whine about your list. Problem solve it. I actually had said, okay, heights. I'm in Uganda, folks. You know, climbing straight up is not my strong suit. Well, then what are you doing in Uganda, honey? Okay, like, hello. This goes with the territory. And my physical limitations. Did you hear me say that? I heard
Yes.
myself say that. I heard myself say that 10 times since I've listened to that. It never struck me. I came into this limping. I have physical limitations. And I do. But you know what? Problem solved. Problems, don't solve them. Some of them aren't solvable. All right? Problem solve them. well enough. If you don't have energy, if you don't have the energy to declutter, to make the decisions, give yourself a time frame that is doable for you. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it is. And you work that period, that doable period, 5 minutes. And then you go and rest. And when you've got your breath, you feel yourself a little more yourself again, you go back for another 5 minutes. And don't go back to a different place. Don't always be restarting.
Yeah.
Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back.
Elaine, the one thing that I noticed when you were talking was that you went fairly quickly from the climbing's not my thing, I could kill the person that thought this was a great idea, to become hell or high water, I'm there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I, I try to put myself in that place a lot of times, and and quite often give up, but other times it really does, a little bit of tough self-talk.
Yeah.
Helps.
And yes, the tough self-talk, yes. So I did go quickly to that. That was an interesting observation. I think part of that for me was, if I give my word,
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my word one way or the other. All right. It may not look quite the way we thought it was going to look, folks, but I keep my word. It's a big thing. It's like, when you give your word to another person, do you keep your word to the other person? Right? Well, do you? 99% of the time, right? Unless something happens. So why don't we do it to ourselves? Why do we not? It's the same word. It's the same honor we have. We need to honor ourselves like we honor other people. And we need to honor ourselves by saying, I don't know. It's an Irish expression. It may have to be deleted. Okay. I don't know, hell or high water. All right. How I'm going to do this. But I know I have the right help. I'm not alone being reckless. All right. I have a plan. I have 2 feet. I have 2 arms. And 5 feet, if 5 feet's too much, I'm doing it. When I didn't tell you the rest of it. Oh my goodness, this is hysterical. Lives could have been lost. Okay, so the ranger was beside me. I said, how high is it? How far up is up? He said, he said, maybe 100 meters. No, maybe 1,000 meters. And I thought, are you out of your self-talk? Are you out of your ever-loving mind? But I thought, you've come this far. You've come. And that is the benefit of moving forward 5 minutes at a time, people. You've got skin in the game by that time. You don't have skin in the game when you're sitting on the couch. I don't have skin in the game when I'm back at the lodge trying to convince myself. I've got skin in the game by this time. And I'm at the bottom of the hill and I'm thinking, are you out of your mind? We came all this way for this. And I thought, I didn't come all this way for this. What do I need? I need completion. And I was going to get completion. All right, one way or the other. I could still be there climbing that rock. I was going to be there. Not because I'm any better, any stronger. Little Irish stubbornness, Scottish stubbornness doesn't hurt. But that strength in yourself that says, what do I need from this? And I might not get it quite the same way, but I am going to get it. So there I was, all right. taller guy, longer leg, he puts his foot. I said, okay, and the other thing, as we go up this thing, don't take big steps. My legs are only so long. It's no use to me if I have to put my chin where you put your foot. I need to put my foot where you put your foot. So we worked that out, and we were pulling ourselves through underbrush. We're talking slicing back trees. When you see the video, they're slicing back trees. And trees, branches are falling all over the place. And you've got like the wangle of weeds, and you're hoping this is a solid one. And you're going up. And I'm thinking to myself, I have to say, there was a moment when I thought to myself, so much for the ankle, Elaine, so much for the back, Elaine, and it was a little moment of truth with myself too. How many times do you use that as a reason to limit? Not to not do, but to limit yourself. Oh, is that place you go to too comfortably, too quickly? You have to factor it in. I'm not talking deny it. I'm talking accept and love yourself for who you are right now. And love yourself. Value yourself. Respect yourself. Honor yourself. You deserve the things you're dreaming of. You deserve them. You have to work for them. You have to be maybe a little more ingenious about how you're going to patchwork things, solutions, and supports together. So we get to the top. We get to the top. The top comes in two parts, apparently. All right. I get up about 500-600 meters. And the ranger says to me, okay, Miss Elaine. And I thought, what's coming now? I loved him. He was great. But I'm thinking, okay, I'm starting to worry about you, buddy. And he said, the truth. And I thought to myself, whose truth? And he said, you're not going to be able to make it up the rest of the way. And I had that look. I looked at him like, back away from the woman now if you're smart. And I said, oh. He said, that last part was easy compared to the next 200 meters. And I looked at him, and very quickly, this is a clever man. He knows women. He said, but I have a plan. And I said, oh, I'm dying to hear it. And he said, come on over here. And I said, what? And all I see is like a hill with a little bit of a flatter spot there. And he said, I want you to sit right there. He said, near that little tree thing. I said, okay. And I'm looking downhill. The gorillas are uphill. He said, but this gorilla family, he said, has 2 families. And I'm going to go to the top, and I'm going to entice one of the families to come down. And he said, and you're going to have them all to yourself for an hour, maybe a few minutes more than an hour. You're really only allowed an hour. And he said, maybe a few minutes, a little while longer than an hour. And I said, really? And he said, I promise. So I said, show me the spot. So change your plans, people. We're going to succeed. You go over. I'm sitting in this spot. Literally, I want you to picture this. I am hanging off of a hill, sitting on a little kind of, somebody sat there before spot. and there's this little broken off tree branch. And I've got myself on either side, my legs on either side of that, so I don't go sailing back down 500, 800 meters. And in about 2 minutes, there's rumbles up above, and I look, and the silverback is coming down with his family. And he's maybe 20 feet away. He's not concerned about me at all. The video that Braden is getting ready for you, okay, is going to have this silverback with his primary female, the funniest baby you have ever seen in your whole life. All right, this baby should have been on Comedy Hour. He's no bigger. I think I told you this before. He's no bigger than about this big. All right. And when he isn't bothering his dad, who's trying to take a nap and his mom's pulling him back, you know, he's over bugging his brother. All right. And the brother's 6 times the size he is. And the little guy is going, whoa, like this. Anyway, and I'm hoping that the fellow who has the GoPro camera captured the moment, all right, at the end, when they're starting to leave because the other trekkers up there are coming down. The point at which that male came straight up the hill to me and is sitting on the ledge facing me, no more than, well, we started out at probably about 10 feet. We got to 6 feet. I'm sitting there waiting, kind of looking at him. We probably got to about 3-4 feet as he was kind of inching in, just curious. And I'm hoping that that will be caught on that GoPro camera tape. But it was a moment, I'll tell you. And here's the thing. Sometimes we have to redefine. I had to redefine what the end success was there. I was going to take good advice. All right. I was going to measure my own. Okay, how tough was that? All right. Because you can be too stubborn. You can be stupid stubborn, stupid blind. Okay. When somebody who has no vested interest, all right, is giving you expert advice.
Yeah.
Stop and consider it.
Yeah.
Stop and consider it. All right.
Yeah.
And rethink the plan, not giving up on what the end goal for you is, but getting enough of that so that you feel like you know you succeeded. Because even in the last, it's been like what, maybe 10 days since I left Uganda, there have been many, 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 many times when in a very, very different way, I have said to myself, oh, I don't know, that you had 3 gorilla tracks, get on with it. Catch your breath and get on with it. You can do it. You know you can do it. Do it. Just do it. Do it slow. Do it easy. Do it anyway. But do it. And never mind the story. You've got to factor it in. Okay? Your limitations. But somehow accepting myself as so far off imperfect, we're just going to set that one aside. And what the limitations, my limitations actually are. What are your limitations? Don't be limited by them, but factor them in and love yourself enough to take care of them. They don't have to be 100% healed. You can have a residual negative effect. All right. But what is the compensation that allows you to still move forward? What is it you need to give yourself? And the first is acceptance, I tell you. Acceptance and love for who you are right now. And I have to say, in a quirky kind of way, I am far more humble now than I was before I went to Uganda. But I'm also far prouder of myself. All right, just because it's not about the gorillas. It's not about like, 3 gorilla tracks. It's about what it took me to find in myself
To do,
and how to let
stick to
go.
it.
The stick to it. Yes, Peter. But just
That's right.
But the stick to it
Yeah,
means also accepting and loving yourself for not having to be anything other than you are right now. All right. Now, Hafsa and I, we worked out. What's the term? We walked. All right. For Hafsa, how long was it? 4 months. All right. Flat out, like, yeah. I got to Uganda and discovered Uganda's mountainous. That was handy. I guess it was handy. I was in better shape. I did encounter ways that I was engaging not in the best self-care, right? It would have been really handy to actually be taking my Ventolin inhalers. I don't need them here. I don't need them here. All right. It would have been handy. I sure by the middle of the first track, I thought, okay, I'm not getting through this without oxygen. How do I get more oxygen? I thought, a little voice in my head said, how about taking the inhalers, Elaine? I thought, oh, the inhalers. Oh, the inhalers you brought with you in case you needed them. And then I thought, if you'd been doing that for the 6th, how are you not taking care of yourself right now in ways you need to? That's part of accepting yourself, all right, for exactly who you are. Okay, are you taking care of yourself? So I want to thank you for that day when, what did we have, 90 people that day? And 88 of them were saying, I can't find my motivation. I can't overcome. It's too challenging. I just can't. And I thought, okay, we got to do more than talk about this, Elaine. If we're going to be of any use to anybody here, what are we going to do? And I looked over, and I think I told you it was true. I don't know why the wallpaper on my phone lit up, and there was George's face. Okay, there was George's face. And I thought, George, what are you doing here? And then I thought, I wonder. I went away and checked my facts. Is this even possible? Now, I'm going to tell you one more little secret that I'm going to edit out of the video. Okay. As I was sitting and the people were starting to come down and their silverback was starting to move up with his family, I had a moment where I thought, I brought my sister with me. Okay. I wore her cremines around my neck, and lots of times I'd say, come on, Nan, where are you? Come on, Nan, give me a push. Well, I was sitting there, and the blackback was starting to make rumbles, and I thought, oh, I better cover the locket because it's shiny. All right, it might startle it. We end up with a fight for the locket, and with a gorilla. I don't think I want to do that. And so I held on to it, and I kind of rubbed it a little. And I said, Nan, you know all those videos that we watched about, gorilla trekking, and you know how cute it was when one of the gorillas kind of singled somebody out and they came right over to them. You remember those, Nan? I'd like to have a moment like that. I'd like to have a moment like that, Nan. You think you could help me? Anyway, at that point, that gorilla came out of those bushes, like his fanny was on fire, and he was coming straight up the side of the hill, right toward me. He wasn't following Dad. He wasn't taking orders. And I remember I said, I think it's working, man. I think it's working. Anyway, I still held on to the locket in case he had his eye on the locket. But he came. I'm convinced to this day he would have gone ahead and gone up with his family. But you're never alone. If there's anybody up there who loves you, you're never alone. All right. You're never, ever alone. So, are there resources that you have? Are there messages that you need to hear from people gone who love you? They're here. They're stored right here. They will be available to you if that is what you need. What you need is available to you. Go find it this week. Go find it this week. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to find it this week. You take care, everybody.